you know, your build order's just got to be better. Like, if that gets tightened up, and then, I don't know, your shuttles, you're a little bit AFK on the shuttles. Maybe watch a little bit if you know how to do shuttle micro and figure that out a bit, because going for those fast shuttles to harass with and then basically just dropping the Reaver and ignoring it is really, really costly in PvP. Alright, so in the bottom left-hand corner, going into our next set of Tier 2, as the yellow Zerg, we have Blossom. And in the bottom right-hand corner, as the brown Protoss, we have IRK's Agge. No, but especially like at that level, definitely just some general mechanics practice will make a huge difference. You know, Brood War kind of has this interesting phase where, like, the first part of Brood War, mechanics are basically everything. Like, build orders really don't matter if you have 40 APM. You know, I mean, I could do whatever that. Like, if someone plays against me that has 40 APM, I can do whatever strategy I want, and I'm gonna win. You can probably, in some cases, come close to winning with you know, worker only strategy, just mass workers. It's that kind of a thing. And then you get to a point where strategy starts to matter a little bit as the mechanics get better. But, you know, what I saw there in the games against 3OD is just there wasn't enough in the way of macro, in the way of build orders and all those things. And it was just, you know, you can't do anything when you're making that few units. I mean, when your opponent's just out macroing your 3-gate Robo Reaver, 3-gate Reaver with 2 gates, with gate Robo Gate, there's no answer for that. You know, he's economically ahead, he's getting a faster Nexus, and he's got more units than you. There's just, you know, there's no recourse. So we got, okay, well, this could be interesting here. We'll see how well Agge can deal with it, or Agge, sorry. I always see Agge, because I see the capital G and I see the E, I don't know. I missed the second G. So we'll see if Agge can handle this correctly. There's going to be some fast lings on the way. And that usually means that Agge's going to have to go home and just kind of block his wall off, get his forge up, get his wall up, and stay safe. So not a bad build order choice here from Blossom, given the incoming gate first. He has opted for actually only 4 lings though. All right, he's going to get a third pair now, having seen that. So 4 lings is going to limit his options a little bit, but once Agge scouts this, if he does, he'll be good. Now, if Agge just immediately sends his Zealot across the map, he's in a little bit of danger of getting surrounded and picked off by lings. And yeah, I know some people in the chat are saying playing against the computer is boring, and it is boring. But like, it's one of those things, right? Like, where a lot of times getting better at something involves a bit of grinding, a bit of hard work. And honestly, playing against the computer is a pretty darn good way to get better. It's boring, but it takes out the, oh my god, I have to focus against my opponent. And this is what, oh, actually, no. First, I got to commentate this. The Zealot's getting in. He almost traps it, but then doesn't. So this Zealot is actually going to get in, and that's pretty nice for Agge, because that's going to buy him some time. If this Zealot gets shut out really quick, oh, can he block him, though, from getting over here? He's trying, and yes, he gets a pretty good block on, but it's still decent surface area for the Zealot. And now the Zealot is actually going to be quite efficient against these lings. And this is going about as well as Blossom could have hoped for here, or that Agge could have hoped for, because he was able to get his Zealot around here and buy time, picked off a few lings, and now he's going to get his wall up safely. Imagine the Zealot gets surrounded here, and then this guy's barely out, lings are already across the map. It's a little bit more annoying for Agge to deal with, but getting the Zealot in, that was very nice and very unfortunate for Blossom. And in the meantime, with this reasonably well held, we've got gas up, and we are double overloading, so a bit of supply mistakes there, or possibly just a double SO mistake from Blossom. And cannon is up, so these lings are not really going to be able to do anything. He's probably going to come up, see the cannon, and immediately pull back. Does lose a ling. That's easy to do. Got an overlord in there to see what's going on. Pretty decent cybercore timing, given that it was a gate expand build. But anyway, going back to the thing about the computer, like, yeah, it's boring to play against, but like, if you're in the league legitimately to improve, if your concern is having fun, then yeah, just play games and do what's fun for you, but realize you're going to get better slower. If your goal is really, I want to get better at Brood War, then especially when mechanics are at that stage, then it's it's pretty beneficial to just play against the computer and literally just practice maxing out to like 200 and try to do it in like 12 minutes. You know, somewhere in that mark is a good reference frame. Take your expansions, do that. Try to keep your minerals low and see if you can max out in 12 minutes. See if you can get it down to 11:30. Then do it while you move an army around the whole time. When you can max out in like 12 minutes while Ling's got to run away. When you can max out in 12 minutes while moving an army around against the computer, then you've got enough mechanics that you can get things done. You'll still have lots of situations where your macro gets bad when you're like that because you're new, and just, I mean, even decent players have pressure situations where their macro slips up. About the only people that don't have that is Korean pro gamer level. But that's a pretty good starting point if you just want to develop basic solid mechanics, which are really the gateway to being able to play this game and really having fun with it. And so now these Zealots are forcing a lot of Lings out of Blossom, and unfortunately this is a terrible art from Blossom. So these Lings here from Agge these Zealots here from Agge doing quite a bit of damage. One Zealot not fighting for a moment, but look at all the Lings that are being forced right now. And now he's going for drones. He's going to get one, and he's going to pick off these Lings. Small surface area here. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. Drones are getting some good surface area. Nice little pull there from Blossom to save that drone, but that has certainly hurt the economy of Blossom as he was forced to spam a lot of Lings. Pretty decent macro during that, though, as he did more or less keep on top of his drone production, kept those 4 SDs, 4 SDs, 5 SDs going. And in the meantime, we should have a Corsair about out here from H at pretty typical timing. He will not be able to get an Overlord kill. Might have the subtlest chance of getting this Overlord, but I think the Scourge timing should be enough that he might actually lose the Corsair killing this Overlord if Scourge started immediately. This is going to be close. I think he'll just barely get this Overlord. Will not get any more than the standard one Overlord. So yeah, he's gonna just get it. Okay, that's really fortunate for him, because a lot of times, especially us newer players, we tend to make the mistake, we're attacking an Overlord, and this is what happens. Okay, so unfortunately the fact that he went for a second Overlord, then that's, oh, actually a second Corsair arrives. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so that's really bad for Agge right now, because he did not scout with that Corsair. He did see, of course, that there was a Hydra Den and hatchery going up, and the timing probably gives him a sense that it's 5 hatchery, but he hasn't seen the drone count, and he hasn't really seen what's making. It's not very good intel. Agge's playing pretty dark, which means he's going to have to do a lot of guesswork. Now, granted, this is pretty standard here from, and this is the thing that worries me the most right now, because Zerg has a few options from this point, you know. Number one, you kind of want to get a feel if they're teching and they're going to go for lurkers quick or what they're going to do, but they also can they can get a few Hydra out to defend some initial pressure and then just kind of sit back and chill, or they can basically stop making drones and just start massing Hydra. And if they start massing Hydra, then you absolutely have to cannon up a little bit at the front and really prioritize Storm, which he's not doing. So if this were just pure aggressive Hydra right now from Blossom, the situation would get a little bit scary for Agge if he doesn't sniff out what's going on and react in time with those cannons. He also hasn't sorted Storm or Templar, so this is risky from Agge, or from Agge. I really want to call him Agge. Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, that's totally up to you whether you want to play against computers or not, you know. I mean, that's probably the best thing you could do if your goal is to get better fast. But, you know, you know why you play Brood War. And, you know, if that's not fun for you and it's not what you want to do, then don't do it. And that's fine. The only difference is, you know, you'll probably, other people that choose to do that route, that choose to play against computers and really break up their practicing, will get better a bit faster than you. But, you know, like I said, being better is not the only thing that's fun. Like, if playing the game is fun for you, then play the game and have fun. That's very important. In fact, really, I'm assuming that's the reason all of us more or less play, is to have fun, right? All right, so Corsair coming out across here. Is he going to lose another Corsair? Yeah, it looks like he's going to lose another Corsair. And Hydra's coming in. Yeah, okay, he's not going to lose the Corsair, so that's good. So he's finally getting some scouting. He does have Templar out, but he doesn't have cannons at the front. But we can see this is actually okay with him, because this is what I was talking about. Blossom is just getting a few Hydralisks out, and then he's going to add a little bit more economy here and not just aggressively bust, and a very fast third base for Agge. Now, I wish Agge had still scouted a little more. I still feel like he's a little bit blind, and to take a third base like this against a Zerg that opts to play aggressively with Hydra is usually close to death. You can't defend both bases and the natural, and it usually leaves your natural vulnerable to getting broken anyway. So, whole shit, that is a lot to invest in cannons. Yeah, it's going to get his third up, I think. It's going to be tight, because if he gets over here, he can definitely come over and harass the Nexus from the backside of the Nexus. But, yeah, he's going to get up here. He's going to shut down these cannons. He's going to have to deal... This cannon's going to be annoying. I don't know if this is the best option. Some army's going to come over here. DTs are over here, so yeah, this is going to get shut down. And we'll see if Blossom gets out of here. He's being very aggressive with this, but yeah, just defense is coming too quick here. Oh, actually, there's an Overlord here. But we've got enough Zealots that upper ramp should defend pretty well. Corsairs are going to try to aggressively chase off the Overlord to let the Zealots get their kills. Or to let the DT get the kills. And these Hydra are cleaned up and are going to be repulsed backwards. Alright, so got 6 hatches of macro. Getting Lurker. Queen's Nest, Evo Chamber? Got Evo Chamber. Got an Evo Chamber. Oh, actually, we're not going for Carapace upgrades. Going for second Hydra missile attack upgrade. So, very committed Hydra play. Committed Hydra Lurk play, sorry. As we do see Lurkers, and of course Spines are good for Lurkers. And Protoss with nice timing on that second attack upgrade. So going to be some very strong Protoss attacking units, particularly later on when this Hive kicks in and Lings come out. These are going to be pretty weak Lings to Protoss' army for quite some time. He does start that Carapace almost immediately at that Evo Chamber, finishing up, which I like. Wow, that is a flood of Lurkers over here from Blossom, and we'll see what his game plan is. He's actually burrowing. That's an odd burrow spot, in all honesty. I don't understand this at all. He just burrowed like 5 Lurkers, 2 in the mineral line, and 3 down here. None of these are very useful spots, as far as I can tell, for these Lurkers. I don't really understand that burrow. But he is going to take a 4th base, which is good, since Protoss is getting a 3rd base. Someone seeing all those Lurkers pop made me feel very uncomfortable. Yeah, I know that feeling as a Protoss, or as a former Protoss. It's like, what am I going to do against this giant Lurker field? Or if you're a trypophobia person, I don't know. Do Lurkers bother people that have the trypophobia thing? Maybe, I don't know. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be defensive play from Blossom. This base is exposed, but scouting from Agge is not great. If Agge, with these DTs on the map, Agge is probably shooting himself in the foot when you see, or Agge is probably shooting himself in the foot when he sees this, because he's allowing this hatchery to just go up uncontested, which, if you can help it, is not something you want to do with Zerg. And the other concerning thing here for Agge is, in spite of that 3rd base, he seems to be growing a little bit slowly, which usually means we've missed some probes. Although actually probes look decent. Oh, never mind. Sorry. That's the killer right here. If this was spent and in gateways, he would have a 3 control group army and be out on the map right now, seriously making Blossom uncomfortable, kind of stifling him down. At the very least, able to put on pressure. But right now he's got this. This army is completely not scary to this. A few Lurkers, this is nothing. Even with a few units over here. So this is letting Blossom just drone and expand wherever he wants. So I have a feeling Blossom is going to have some insane macro in a little bit. And missing those macro timings for Agge is really limiting any potential he has to be out on the map and be aggressive, which is really nice for Blossom. Blossom's probably like, oh, this feels so good. There's no Protoss pressure. His army doesn't look that big. I can just drone up and take bases for free. And yeah, so going well. I still don't understand these, especially these 3 Lurkers, but you know what? They're over there. They're doing their thing, getting a whole lot of Lings out, getting our adrenals up. And Agge has set himself up for a tough game. I mean, Hive Zerg with good upgrades and 4+ bases is tough to play against. Oh, that was so close to getting in. Overlord arriving just in the right time. Yeah, I've been maining Zerg since, I would say since a year ago, but I basically had another 6 or 8 months I didn't play, so I only started playing again like 2 weeks ago. But yeah, a Zerg main these days. And also Legendary, it's good to see you from way back in the day. That was truly like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago type stuff. Alright. So Overlord's being attacked by a single Corsair. Not that scary. Eventually going to be picked off. Actually, nice turnaround there. And we got some wings clearing out pylons over here. And in the meantime, Blossom is just macroing up. We can see still matching Age's resources. I don't know why, Pete, you are so agitated. Like, I don't know what you mean by being like a dick. So you'll have to elaborate on that. I'm starting to think you're just trolling at this point, but I'm not sure. Like, if you want to explain, go for it. But yeah. Got a whole bunch of stuff coming out. Got missile attacks, which is going to be his 3-0 for Hydras, getting all of his, getting all of his upgrades. We have Defiler Mound, Lurkers on the top of the ramp. That gets very annoying to break very quick. Got Forge, double shuttles. Gonna start doing some harassing or getting some Reavers. Yeah, we got Reaver being made here in the Robo. And we've got 3-1 versus single wing. 1-1. How close are we to 2? Yeah, so huge Protoss upgrade advantage right now. If Protoss start making Archons, they're going to be very strong, just absolutely destroying Lings for the time period. But of course, these are Cracklings, which makes them just a little bit more dangerous. And we're getting some creep colonies. Nidus over here. Zerg taking a 5th base. The only thing Zerg hasn't done is take the top base. We can see again, Blossom has huge supply right up there with Agge. The amount of free bases being taken by both players, that is not ideal. You know, Zerg should be trying to shut these bases down, pay a little more attention. Protoss really could have done more to prevent this base from going up. We got a few Lings on the ramp, plus an army out here, so that should hold us off. And now that Age is maxed, he's coming out. But the problem for Age is that Blossom is also maxed and has an incredibly strong Zerg eco behind this. Could have a few more hatcheries, but we'll see if Age can get anything done here. Unfortunately, the Zealots all at the front of his army. Amazing storms. Those Lings came in way too clumped up, and the Nidus at the front is a bit vulnerable. But let's face it, all the Zealots were at the front, shredded by the Lurkers, which leaves only Dragoons, which is not going to bust across this. Although the storms on the Cracklings are fantastic. He is going to get the Nidus, but he should not be able to break into all of this here with all... Actually, there's only a few Lurkers. There's less than I expected. And to be honest, I don't know where Blossom's units are. He needs to get his stuff together. He needs to get a Swarm down, and that will stop this from happening. Does he have Swarm? Or Consume, rather. Yeah, now he just needs to throw that down. Alright, so that is safe. Gonna hold this off for now. I don't see a Zealot Pain Train reinforcement coming, and it looks like Agge has overstayed his welcome just a smidge, although he's actually going to get out of there in time. And, alright, so Blossom now getting his macro rolling a little bit more. Could have used a few more Lurkers at the front. Yeah, he's got a lot of gas because of that. Possibly? Are we looking for an Ultra Switch here with that amount of gas and that amount of banking? No, actually. Alright. So, yeah, Blossom needs maybe a few more hatcheries at this point. He's a little bit more sparse on drones, too. He doesn't actually quite have as good of economy as I initially thought, or it hasn't scaled well. He had a pretty good economy, and then towards the end he started making mostly units and didn't really drone up these bases that much. Now we're getting a few more drones added into the mix, and we're getting a few more hatcheries. So now he's getting his full macro going. He's about to take this base. Agge, stop letting him have free bases! Make Zerg work for their bases! It's the worst thing ever when you just let Zerg have a bunch. And, oh, okay, we got a Scourge, but one Scourge is not enough to stop the shuttle. Reaver goes down. Double Reaver goes down. Drones are not pulled. Doesn't know about this yet. Alright, now he knows. And so some decent Reaver shots. Going to kill off some of those Lings, and the Reavers are going to stay behind these minerals here, continue to do damage. Sending some Lings to attack at the ramp, but holy moly, is that ever a forest of cannons. And, oh man, these Reavers are shredding these Lings, but remember, the upgrades for Zerg have not caught up, so that's part of why everything is not dying and being more effective than you're used to. As Agge holds on to his bases and continues to bludgeon Blossom here. I think this Reaver is finally going to die. Gets one of them. Now for the second Reaver. Alright. And he's going to lose the shuttle, so a little bit not microed. there from Agge, but a lot of damage was definitely done. And the 6 base going up. What do we have here? Alright, we got 2 Reaver shuttle coming into that space. We did see the double shuttles from earlier, and now getting an army out on the map, but he's flying straight into a spore colony, and Hydra's popping. Will the shuttle go? No, the Reaver will get back into the corner. Now Reaver's drop, drum pull not there from Blossom, and Scarabs going off like mad, decimating the sunken line, or the mineral line, killing off almost all the drones there. And is Blossom re-droning in the process? It actually doesn't look like it. Ooh, that's... Alright, so we got a bunch of Hydra coming over here. Nice Reaver pickup there, and very good Scarab. If only Blossom could get his Hydra coordinated and fighting together, but he's a little bit distracted over here. Actually, he's distracted everywhere right now, and Agge is just pummeling Blossom. I'm not sure where Blossom's focus is, but he's definitely seems to be missing some of the key points right now. I think he is macroing pretty well. His minerals are low, but he's missing some micro in some key places, taking a lot of damage as a result. But now Agge trying to force his way over the bridge a little too much into Swarm. One more Swarm would be nice to have on these lurkers, but looks like he's not busting in right now, but all the mining is shut down at several key bases, has not been redroned, and of course now getting attacked, Blossom is forced to do nothing but make units, which is not what he wants to do right now. Another Swarm goes down, keeps those lurkers safe, and holding on for now. Finally going to clean up this Reaver, but oh man, and look at his money is not high right now, so he doesn't even really have the money or the income to just re-drone spam. So this might be slipping a little bit away from Blossom. He really needs to drone. He does have some pretty good lurker fields up though, so if Agge can't get some Reavers over here and really organize some good busts, he might get into trouble here, especially since he's gonna be pretty close to mining out. He very much needs to get some stuff over. This is a good start, and get these bases up and running, and ideally shut this base down. Like if Agge gets these 2 bases up and shuts down top, pretty comfortable for him. Or if he manages to bust into this base, but I don't think he's gonna have enough to do that. Blossom's still pretty high in supply. Upgrades now are almost at parity for Zerg. Both players have honestly upgraded reasonably well in this game. Still not that many lurkers at the front. This is pretty funny. Just chilling. Alright, well, burrows the lurker and finally snipes that dude off. And yeah, a whole bunch of units just chilling up here. Alright, so we got stuff everywhere. We got double shuttles. Alright, we got 4 Reavers going down. Some damage. Oh, that is actually a lot of drones. Holy shit. Like, he needs these drones to get to some other base. Oh, Scarab's going down everywhere. Is he going to lose important tech structures? Probably pretty soon. He needs to be careful how he fights this. Attacking 4 Reavers is really a little bit tricky to do sometimes. Although I think he's brought enough units here that he's going to... Oh, but those are some pretty good pickups. He's trying to do his best, but nope. He's going to get everything assassinated finally. Actually, wait, can the shuttle get out? Yes, it can. But in the meanwhile... Oh, and then actually... Agge's trying to do both an attack in, but he doesn't have an obs, so that attack in kind of lost its luster, is repulsed, but again, more drones eliminated right now, and Blossom's economy is, well, not blossoming. That's all I can say about that, but he is securing this. So remember, Blossom still has 6 bases, so even though he's doesn't have the greatest drone saturation, although actually now he's starting to get some pretty decent drone saturation, the fact that he has 6 bases and Agge has not yet secured these bases is pretty good for him. That's a lot of DTs though. He's going to be so annoyed that he doesn't have an Overlord close by. This number of Lings with no Templar would have been scary, but with 4 DTs, they're going to get clean. Actually, yeah, 4 DTs are going to clean this up pretty well, or 5 or whatever. So he's going to be like, ah, no, why is there not an Overlord here? All right, so these Lings go down very quickly, but he's continuing to stream Lings, but streaming Lings like that is going to be useless without an accompanying Overlord. But there's no defense for these bases, so that should still be very concerning for Agge right now. Also should be a little bit concerning for Agge that he has, like, no Templar in his army. He needs some storms to deal with this. Blossom is at max supply, and I'm not feeling max Zerg. I guess he's just keeping a whole lot in defense at his bases, but this doesn't feel like a max Zerg. I can't exactly tell where all of his supply is. Alright, so here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 7 DTs. Is there final? He hasn't. No, no, please tell me he sent an overload. Oh my god, no, what? Okay. Alright, we're okay. This is really scary though for Age, sort of. But the DTs are going to do so much damage before the overlord shows up. Just 7 DTs do kill stuff really fast, but still, I like this decision to split the lings, but actually, a nice decision by Agge to split his DT as well. That's going to help save his main base from a few cracklings ransacking it, but a few more being sent in, overlord being sent that way, and this was not good for Agge. Agge really needs this mining, and Zerg is losing only a few cheap units to do this. I don't quite know if he's going to get this Nexus. He should get it, but yeah, Agge scrambling to get into position. A few lings going here, not doing much over there. Both Nexuses do go down, indeed cleaned up. The rest of these units for Blossom are going to get cleaned up, but that's going to leave Agge with no base. You can see Zerg is at 3-3, Agge's reaches 3-3, so again, very nice upgrading from Agge, but now Blossom is trying to go into late game Zerg mode, where you basically just send units everywhere, maybe with a few swarms, and hope to get it done. Is he paying attention to this? Probably not, but there are some juicy Templar here that he could pick off if he is. Zealots being streamed in one by one. Now the Templar are going to start to, actually no, they're probably going to attract the cannon fire, which will then draw the Hydras in to fight that. Good obs coverage though. Notice he does have some obs in some good spots. Unfortunate to see these Templar dying like this though. That's not what Agge needs. And Agge really needs to prioritize getting these bases back up here before he mines out. I think that is actually possibly going to be costing Agge this game, in all honesty, because he is very, very low now. This base is mining out, and Blossom is going to be comfortably mining from at least 3 bases for quite some time. Although there's only 2 lurkers here. Although that is a lot of units. That is a big stream, and there's no storms with this army. Oh, that's really bad. Yeah, this is looking a bit rough right now for Agge. No storms against all of this Zerg everywhere. Like, there's no way he's breaking a base without these storms, which he really needed. He might kill this Zerg army, but he's going to trade not very well doing it. And I don't know where those lurkers are bearing. Where's the storms? Okay, gets a plague, but nothing here that is going to really allow him to go bust over here, especially if the Defiler retreats and keeps that base safe. He's got a lot of stuff that he can just bring over, and he's just not able to kill any bases or do anything about Blossom's mining. That fight did go better than I expected for Agge. I don't think Blossom coordinated 100%, but Blossom is just macroing away, whereas, well, Agge's down to his last Nexus to defend. And I wish there were more Reavers in this army too, but there are not. Alright, so we've got a small group of Hydra going out here. I don't know what its goal is, but actually it looks like he's just trying to trap this army here in the middle. He is trying to get this Nexus back up, which is good, but he's not doing it in the most defensive way possible. He's trying to be out on the map with not enough units. He's going to try to go, I think, up the ramp and just hang out up at the ramp, but again, no Templar, and he's not reinforcing with these Zealots. He doesn't have a shuttle to bring Reavers or anything at the top of the ramp to help him defend, so I think, well, he's burrowing down here, and that is a lot of units. That can just overwhelm this. This is only 6 or 7 dragoons. Even at the top of the ramp, this can be overwhelmed if he micros up this ramp fairly well. Too many Hydra. Reinforcements way too late. I don't know where the attention of Agge is at, but he's definitely losing this base again, so he's not getting that up, and he's sending some overlords out, or some observers out. But I can't figure out. Okay, so he's checking for a shuttle path. Oh no! Okay, shuttle's alive, but there's not much left in the main. Try to snipe the Defiler then, but it's not really worth it. He drops the shuttle for not a whole lot. A few gas drones mining depleted gas. He's gonna get the Spire. That's something. He needs some crazy harass right now, though. He needs to defend this base. Needs to get this army over here. Defend this base at all costs, and get some crazy harass off to at least slow Blossom down just a little bit, and then possibly he's got a chance at it. But that's all I see from him as far as having a chance at it goes. Starting to fall behind in supply now as the money dwindles almost. In fact, the money is almost completely out. Yeah, it's not looking good. Blossom actually taking this base, has a few lurkers set up over here. Oh, actually, never mind. He would have almost an impossible time breaking that with just slots, especially if all this stuff was on the low ground. Reinforcements streaming in from behind from Zerg. No more reinforcements. Is finally making the last few Templar, but he's broke. What you see is what you get. He's not actually going to be able to mine. Like, he has to kill this in long distance mine, while at the same time harassing and slowing Agge down, and he doesn't really have the vehicles, the shuttles, he would even need to make that happen. Or he needs to coordinate the break of all breaks, but that would also be hard to see happening at this stage. Alright, well that's not ideal. So let's see, where's he gonna go attack? Is he just gonna go attack here? It looks like he's gonna attack here. And I think he's gonna get surrounded from multiple sides. And it's just Zealots, or almost just Zealots, which are really weak against Lurkers. These Zealots are just gonna insta-die. These Zealots are up here actually gonna fight okay. We got some Hydra coming in from all different sides. We'll see how much damage this attack can do, as Zerg surrounding it is trading okay so far. And he has punched through the Lurkers. So that's a starting point, and those are some fantastic storms for sure. Now running in, trying to snipe the Templar, gets a few of them, but not all of them, and all the Hydra go down, but he's left with, what, 4 Dragoons? And a few Zealots, more Lurkers coming up to burrow, units being streamed in all over the place, and reinforcements really should more or less clean this up. There we go. Everything goes down, and that's got to be it for Agge. He's got nothing left. Unfortunately, the Reavers were not part of that attack. He's got a little bit of Corsair harass going on, but he's broke. And Agge is taking both of these bases. Honestly, he does have one more group of Dragoons, but, well, it's a Hive Zerg. I don't see anything. And there we go. GG, well played from Agge. And game 1 goes to Blossom in a long, vicious game. Oh, Catspaw? LRM Catspaw? Yeah, he's a cool dude. I'll remember that dude. Agge, I think you had your opportunities, but letting Zerg just freely expand like that wasn't helpful. And then I don't know, just late game you needed a little bit better composition, and you needed to do a little bit more and take bases yourself a little more aggressively and shut down Zerg's mining. That's one of the things you always have to watch for. It's so easy for Zerg to just put up a base and take a free base or two and send 4 Lurkers over there, and then you're just like, oh, frick. Because you know that you're not getting that base back without a huge fight. So you have to be super vigilant about that all the time. I mean, if I could tell you the number of ZVPs that I've lost, or PVZs that I've lost to getting lazy for a minute or two and not scouting expansions for Zerg, just taking them, it's a really painful number. It's a hard lesson to learn, but it's like you just have to get super on top of that, or it's always gonna haunt you. And it's the worst way to lose, because you're like, oh, I was 4 base to Zerg's 4 base. He was choked out. He couldn't do anything, and then I let him slip to the 12 and the 3 at Fighting Spirit and have 6 bases, and fuck. It's the worst. The worst. All right, so we have that's gotta be Ling open. I don't think I like this wall. I imagine Pylon, Forge, Gateway is a better option. Although this looks like a pretty large area to wall here on Autobahn. Is it Forge here? I'm sorry, this is the kind of wall I think that just cries out, "Ling me! Ling me!" I would look at this wall. Alright, so we got Overlord going across the map. Of course, map is Autobahn, which is one of our ASL maps. At least it was an ASL map. I actually can't remember if it's a KSL map. And, oh, he's trying to sneak, but the probe is just going to sit there. And, oh, pylon block. Probe going full asshole. But you know what? He's making a spawning pool. He doesn't care that much. He's just going to be like, ha, sucker. I don't care about that pylon. It's only going to delay me like 10 seconds, and I'm going to make some lings and just kill it. Alright, so we're going to again have gate first. Now we'll see if Blossom can handle the early Zealot a little bit better and actually catch it, or if Agge even feels confident enough to send the Zealot across the map, or if he's just going to immediately rally the Zealot to just chill back at home. But for right now, it looks like Agge is headed cross-map. A bold move, in the words of Kerrigan herself. Although he's only made a few lings. Actually, wait, what? What? Does he know it? No, he doesn't know it's gate first. He does know it's gate first. Please tell me this is a ling. Okay, well, that's a ling. Oh, this is a bit uncomfortable for Blossom. With only 4 lings out by the time you get here, that first zealot could be annoying. Now, I'd like to see him click the drone on the minerals and then spam stop and slow the zealot down just a little bit more. Cute little trick you can do if your drone is following like that. But that doesn't appear to be his goal. Now, let's see what he can get done with the zealot. I mean, 4 lings obviously beats a zealot. 6 lings obviously beats a zealot. And it looks like he's going to get 6 out in time. Going to go for the drones. And this should be handled reasonably well here from Blossom. Getting some good initial hits off, and oh, is he going to get a drone? Trying to go behind the minerals. Nice micro there from Blossom, getting all the lings that surround. Looks like just 1 kill for the zealot. Well handled. Second zealot arriving now, but with this base not really up and mining, there's only one place that Agge can pressure, and it's right here, and a lot of initial hits for the lings, and we'll see if Blossom can continue to handle this zealot reasonably well. Alright, so zealot is getting some random hits on drones, finally gets a drone kill. Only 1 so far, though, and going for another gas drone. Just the sporadic hits are not getting it done here from Agge, and that zealot picked off. And Forge is finished. Yeah, this wall is like here, double gaps here. It's just maybe this is tight, but pylons usually aren't tight to most things. So I don't know. I really want to know if this is tight. I'm expecting it to not be tight, but it's still a dangerous wall. I mean, you need 2 zealots to block here, there. Yeah. At the very least, I would switch the Forge in the gateway and reduce that a little bit. Because gate, Forge above gate is never tight. Whereas gate above Forge is always tight. Okay, he's gonna open that gap. We got a few more lings coming across. We have our lair. Do we have ling speed? Nope, not yet. Very slow ling speed here from Blossom. Also, a lot of gas. A lot of gas. Where's the spire? Okay, there's the spire. It's gonna eat some of that gas. Still a lot of gas, though. Alright, and Overlord getting a scout off on that Stargate. So again, very good spire timing. Corsair really shouldn't get much in the way of Overlord kills. Might get this initial Overlord, but outside of that, should not really be able to get any kills at all. Alright, so someone's saying pylon egg is tight. Alright, well, that's good to know, because at least there's not a hole in the top. So I guess a 3 wide wall. There's a decent number of maps with 3 wide, so maybe that's not as uncomfortable as I thought it was. And second gas here from Protoss, Citadel. Blossom still has, yeah, this is a lot of gas. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of gas. Corsair on the way. Spire Red, and like I said, might get this Overlord. Will not get any other Overlords. We've got our 5th hatch, our 4th hatch up. 5th hatch? 5th hatch? 5th hatch? Alright, so 5 hatch from Blossom. We're getting our +1. We're going to start getting a leg speed. So we are going to switch into a bit of slot timing here from Agge. And we should have some Scourge on the way. Okay. Whew. Well, we're going to watch where the Corsair is at. Whoa, what's going on here? Again, Agge likes this 4 zealot pressure. Actually pretty good surround on some of these zealots, and this goes much better from Blossom, who now with speed can just pick off these zealots here. Nowhere for Agge to go, and Scourge are out now. He could save the Overlord if he would have sent them right away. Going to be just a little bit late, so we'll see if this Corsair is paying attention. Nope, it is going to very much die again. Actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty good for Agge that the one Scourge decided to go... Never mind. Agge, you're killing me with this, man. Pay attention to your Corsairs and scout the Zerg first. You haven't really scouted him yet. Like, always... Oh, if you haven't scouted recently, always scout first. Then worry about the Overlords. Like, Overlord kills are butter, but you don't... Again, you got to know what Zerg is doing. You don't know right now. You're just taking a third, like... With not even an archives. Like, what if he's going to start spamming Hydra? You're just going to, like, die to a Hydra follow-up. Really, really risky way to play like this. Especially really risky to play like this when you just got your little 4 zealot thing slaughtered and you're sitting with 2 zealots at home. Like, this is just you're just keeping your fingers crossed that Zerg wants to macro at this point. You're gonna get a lot of build order losses if you just play this way. Like, any Zerg that goes aggressive on you is gonna just run you over. Now, I like where this Corsair's headed, because it does look like it's headed to the main. But you need to go there and you need to check, what is Zerg building? Is he droning? What tech path does it look like he's choosing? That kind of stuff. And then make your decision to go based on that. Corsair! Corsair! Oh, man, imagine if the Corsair would have flown like 2 hex to the right. It would have been so dead. Alright, so unfortunately Blossom finds his base just a little too late. Had he been on the map earlier, definitely could have shut that down. Definitely could have punished Agge for that. Interesting 2 gateways over here. I can't say I hate that. I mean, definitely having at least 1 gateway to make a few Templar and keep Templar at your 3rd base is smart. And what do we got now? We got 2 more gateways. We've got 3 gateways. We're gonna have 6 total gateways now here from Agge getting his macro up. 3rd base needs a little bit of saturation. Probes are a bit low in general. I'm seeing only about a control group here. Less, maybe a control group here. How much? Yeah, maybe a control group here and barely any here. So we're a little bit low on probes, although we are producing probes from some of our bases. Although none at the natural. Alright, and a bunch of Hydralisks coming down, and this is the scary thing right here. If this is microed well from Blossom, he wins right here, right now. Unless there's like a bunch of units over here I don't know about. Now, if he eats a big storm, but he's going to get the Templar. Now, is he going to route? Oh, no! Okay, those are some pretty good storms. So now it is possible. Well, he's not. If he was. See, this is what I mean, though. If he was reinforcing with Hydra, like, you're dead, Agge. And if he would have committed to Hydra right from the start, you would have just been, like, super dead. But it looks like Agge's going to be able to hold this because the reinforcements are just... There's not reinforcements. He went for this Hydra attack after droning. And then he was like, oh shit, I could kill him. But now he's probably missed the window. We got like 7 gates running. If they're all well rallied, that's a lot to just bust in off of, what, 5 hatches? Yeah, 5 hatches. Plus he's putting down this base. Alright, so this Serre is probably going to reach the end of its life. Yep. Alright, so we are still... Yeah, probe production is a little bit spotty. You could definitely help yourself there too, Agge. A few more probes and you'd be running stronger. Like, you actually have pretty good queued probes at some of your bases, but then to not make any probes at these bases, like, that's really thin minerals right now. That's part of the reason Blossom is starting to outsupply you on... Like, because you shouldn't be getting outsupplied on 3 bases, especially with a fast 3rd. It'd be one thing for Zerg to stay within 10 or 20 of you, but I mean, Blossom's 20 supply ahead. Like, Blossom is at a massive advantage right now, supply-wise, despite the fact that you have this 3rd base. And it's making it really hard to hit good macro timing. So you're going to see the same situation as last game, where Blossom just has these 4 bases. You're not able to put on any pressure because your army's not scary enough, and he can just drone and do whatever he wants. Grabbing the nice upgrades. I do like your upgrading, though. That part's very good. And where is Blossom at on that? 1 attack? Where is his thing? Yeah, going for that. He really likes his Hydra upgrades. Honestly, for as much as he likes the Hydra upgrades, I would like to see him play more aggressively with his Hydra. Attack upgrade is nicest when you play aggressively with it. Oh, nice little scout here. It's going to deny any chance for Age to sneak a base. Agge. Ah, this is hard for me. I'm just going to keep calling Agge. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of benefit to working on macro. Like I said, if your goal is to get better, there's a lot of benefit to working on macro. I mean, honestly, most players probably even as high as 2K could stand to work on macro somewhat. Alright, so now we're getting the double Evos. So this is definitely a clear way that Blossom likes to play. You know, we can see the same style both games. Very much likes to get his first 2 missile upgrades out, and then, you know, double Evo and Hive after he gets his 4th base starting to come up. And again, the concern here for Agge is just that he's heavily outsupplied. Making of it what he can, but not a whole lot he can do. Blossom with some lurkers being burrowed here. And yeah, unfortunately, like, look at the size of Agge's army. Like, Agge, your army is just so small. You need more probes, man. Your army should not be this small off of these kind of bases and gateways. And these continued single stairs are probably not worth it. Like, yeah, just don't make them. Like, if you're gonna use them, make them and use them. But if you're not, then I wouldn't worry about it. Or if you want them, like, if you want to have a few because, oh, Zerg might go mutas, then just make a few and keep them at home. And then if you run into the mutas, bring them out later. Alright, so we're gonna try to bust up. This is suicide. And hopefully we'll, oh my god. Oh my god. The Reaver's nice, but this is a train wreck of an attack. I don't know what that was. Maybe he's gonna get a couple drones with the shuttle, but like, it's honestly like in range of the Reaver. This is not going well. Will he get out with the shuttle? Yes, and then no. No. Okay, he actually got out. Okay, so yeah, I don't quite know. That was just a bad attack. I can't sugarcoat it. That was just not what you're supposed to do. No reason to attack up a giant ramp like that. So now Blossom is wonderfully ahead. He's got units kind of in a bunch of good spots. He's clearing Protoss out. Needs to send an Overlord down here. Oh, he has. And a drone. So Blossom's going to take his 5th, possibly his 6th. Agge getting shut out over here. He now has 0 army, 0 presence whatsoever. There's literally nothing Agge can do right now. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I think it's just got to be low probes, because it doesn't make sense, even with giving up a control group, how you have, like, no army. I guess some of it is the fact you are getting some really fast Reavers, which is not bad. But you have, like, nothing with which to contest Zerg. There's no way you can attack. Anywhere you attack, like, you can try a little bit, but some shit will die, and then he's just going to surround you on the 2nd wave. And, of course, a bunch of Lings over here. Again, the DTs from Agge are nice, but there's not enough of them. Too many cracklings. Nexus shuts down. This base is very heavily defended. Lings are going to get absolutely nowhere attacking over here. But Blossom's starting to send units all around the map. Shuttle's going to go out. Obs again checking. This is going to run straight in. No, it's actually going to sit in a nice ob spot there. And now we have the army moving out as well. Shuttle's in a very dangerous spot if it gets spotted. Where's the shuttle? Oh, it drops the DT. And taking 2 Reavers. Alright, this is not a bad spot to drop 2 Reavers. Lings see it. Scarabs go off. Lings die. More Lings being run in. Pretty good reactions here from Blossom as he burrows that lurker. But also good Scarabs. And in the meantime, we're going to have some Corsairs going over here. And an attack from Agge that is not well planned. And Reaver now flying into the main, having gotten a few drone kills. I don't think it's really worth it to sacrifice your whole army just to get a few kills with the Reavers. But the kills are nice. Of course, this army has been completely cleaned up as it was not with an observer. And, alright, we're going to have a drone pull. And we're going to have a small attack, but that army is not breaking up all of this uphill. And these Reavers are out of Scarabs, maybe, and down they go. Shuttle's got... Shuttle... Oh, no! Alright, well, that's unfortunate, but I think the shuttle's going to die one way or the other. Its fate is sealed. So there goes that shuttle. And, yeah, unfortunately, Agge not really getting anywhere against the iron defenses and just general aheadness and supply of Blossom. No army to make anything happen. And Blossom charging out here, or not Blossom, Agge charging out here. Lings are gonna get shredded, but let's see, where upgrades? 3 attack for Protoss. Zerg is at what, 3-1? Is he continuing to upgrade? Yes, he is. Nice. And we can see a bunch of Zerg units there blocking anything from happening at the bottom base. And actually, the army from Blossom is split all over the place, which is not good. And it doesn't look like, well, he does get some good storms off on the Lings. It's gonna cost him some of a High Templar. That's not a bad storm on those Hydralisks, though. But again, Templar going down and more reinforcements coming in here, and just pure base Zerg units overpowering the low Templar count and low army count here of Agge. And just nothing left for him now. And he is gonna get close to that point where he mines out soon. Blossom kind of sending Lings everywhere, most of them not being effective, but he's holding on to all the key locations. Has his 5th base up. Still has control of this location to set up a 6th base. Knows Protoss isn't at the top. And just consuming the map. Oh, okay. Templar does throw a storm down over here at the top, but it's like 4 units, so you know, we'll bust through here actually for the moment. Might get a few kills off, but there's just so much Zerg stuff coming out right now. Spore Colony goes down, so the DT is temporarily invisible. Might accidentally get killed by Lurker Spines, though. Now in there killing the drones. No Overlord. Oh, DT going to town. It's not really going to change anything, but does get some 4 or 5 kills. But unfortunately, Agge's still stuck in this. Just, I have 3 bases and there's nothing I can do. No way I can attack. Sort of predicament. Getting some Defiler energy. We have Defilers? Yeah, we got some Defilers out now. It'd be nice to see Defilers at key locations for defensive purposes, but that's alright. A few Zealots here trying to clear out an expansion for this probe, but it's not happening. 3 Hydras will beat that Zealot down and chase the probe away. And a few more units sent over there to continue to block that off. Gorgonoth, you have not been casted yet. No. Coming up, I think next, actually. You're Tier 2, right? I think I've got either one more Tier 2 set, or you're the last set of my Tier 2 games. I can't remember. These have been some pretty long games. Alright, so as much as I hate to say it, there's really not a whole lot Agge can do. There's no way he's going to get an overwhelming enough victory to win. Again, he'd somehow have to secure this base and this base while simultaneously harassing and slowing Blossom down a bit. And that's just not going to happen. Oh, okay, 2 Hydra. Can they stop the shuttle from dropping? No, but they will get a few shots off softening of the Reaver. And Reaver again in the main. Looks like he's going to target the pool. That's actually a pretty annoying thing to lose. And it looks like he's going to get the pool because there's a very slow reaction. So he gets the pool. Picks up. Running around. Where's he going? Okay. Coming over here to the natural. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Right there. Right there. Alright. Reavers are shooting at that. He goes immediately for the shuttle. Gets the shuttle. Reaver's taken care of. Alright, so that's it for that defense. Has he started to rebuild his pool anywhere else? As a quick reaction, no. We got Protoss trying to move out of it, but let's face it, that's a lot of lurkers to move into. He needs to just put down one swarm, and this is like never going to get broken. Does he have the energy for it? Yes, he does, but he's not swarming. So actually, it looks like Agge will be able to break through this position, although sending all those Zealots in the front. There we go, pulling him back a little bit. Templar, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, I guess, I don't know what he was distracted there. There we go. There we go. And finally pushed back, but again, loses all of his zealots, and his army is again going to be kind of forced back into the natural spawning pool rebuild. Is that happening? No, I don't think that's happening. Alright, so we're just not going to make Zerglings for the time being. Just going to switch into Hydra. Just infinite lurkers. Lurker all day. Oh, never mind. There's a pool. Alright, we got a pool out. 3-2 for Zerg. 3-2 for Zerg. Protoss should have, what, 3-2 as well, so even on upgrades. Zerg would like that last armor upgrade, though, to prevent Zealots from shredding those Lings. Actually, he could go defend that base, which is one of the unfortunate things I've been seeing is, Agge, you're tending to leave the bases, your important bases undefended while leaving these giant armies at your relatively safe bases. Reaver doing a little dance. Picking up a few lurkers. Needs to go defend this top base. Although I think he's just going to attack. And honestly, this base is very undefended. So Agge is going to have to scramble over here to defend this and try to deal with this army. And indeed, that appears to be how he's reacting to it right now. His Protoss tries to bust up here, but it looks like Hydra have already gotten over here in time. Nice targeting by the Zealots, but now we've got Hydra over here to defend. And again, there's the no Templar problem. A lurker over here also helping to shred Zealots. More Hydra pouring in from most sides. And that looks to be enough to clean this army up. These Hydra are fighting from the low ground, but I still think it's enough. Only 4 Dragoons remaining. And there goes that army. Pylons up here over here, though. Still no Nexus. And Agge is about at that 0 money point again. And I think we know that there is nothing he can do. And there it is, GG. So again, Blossom kind of smothering Agge in the long game.